Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Ron Burke, Editor-in-Chief for GamingTrend.com. Today we're going to check out Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts 2. Without further ado, let's get started. I went ahead and set the settings to max, and we are recording at 1440p.
Greetings, Raven. Thank you for accepting this commission, and welcome to Kuamar. For the past 20 years, it has been controlled by two people, President Omar al-Bakr and his wife, Bibi Rashida. Their regime is both cruel and brutal, but we saw no reason to interfere. Till now. We have actionable intel Kuamar is planning an offensive against a neighboring state. A war here is unacceptable. It will disrupt the whole region, inflating global oil prices. The conflict was triggered by the assassination of President al-Bakr. His wife has taken power, but her grip is weak. Some within her government resent both her gender and Western education. However, she's supported by a close network of warlords. They provide troops and weaponry to Rashida, reinforcing her control and preventing open revolt. The regime is financed by the hacker and crypto-anarchist, Lars Hellstrom. Wanted by multiple agencies, he threatens governments, rigs elections, and holds corporations to ransom. Together, they are the masterminds behind this offensive. We need you to shut them all down.
With bullets.
We also have a friendly in country, Taj Tahir, a journalist and the son of one of Rashida's few political opponents. He disappeared after being arrested on espionage charges. Find him. Kuamar's terrain is both arid and mountainous, so getting close to a target may not be possible. We know you're a long shot specialist, so this shouldn't be a problem. Your new gear should help, especially the prototype visor. It has an enhanced battlefield display and a direct comms link to me. Rashida and her allies cannot be allowed to ignite the region. Her war must be stopped. I'll be in touch.
Alright, looks like the Grey Desert is the mission available. It's time to get familiar with your weapons. Oh, it's a tutorial. The tactical visor we supplied provides a live feed from your scope. Well, that's nice. It's equipped with an advanced combat display. You'll be able to scan terrain as well as tag and track hostiles. We've also given you some extra tools. We'd prefer it if you didn't break them. I think that's supposed to be, I'll run you through their features on our live fire range. The challenge says that I have to follow instructions. I can see I'm going to fail this a few times. Alright, looks like Veteran Sniper is the only one available. So let's do it.
How's the heat there, Raven? It's time to get familiar with your weapons and gear. The tactical visor we supplied provides a live feed from your scope. It's equipped with an advanced combat display. You'll be able to scan terrain as well as tag and track hostiles. We've also given you some extra tools. We'd prefer it if you didn't break them. I'll run through their features on our live fire range.
Just said that.
Once you're happy, we can move on to the mission itself.
Who is really ever truly happy?
Approaching the LC! You can disappoint!
Get out!
Taking off!
I like that lighting already.
You need to calibrate the mask's display to your biometrics. There's a training rifle ahead by the OP. Pick it up and let's begin.
Roger that, Control.
Take a prone position to stabilize your base. We need consistent readings. Switch on your binocular display to enable hostile tags. Tag the target straight ahead, near 12 o'clock. Tagging hostiles will give you their range and keep track of their movements.
I don't think these guys are going to move.
Your scope also allows you to measure range to targets. Go to glass and see for yourself. The upper left quadrant in your scope is a rangefinder. The target's height on that scale indicates their distance from you. It'll change according to your zoom ratio. Focus on your breathing. Splash this target. Aim for the head.
Okay, I'm going to get dorky for a second. It's really not about holding your breath as it is about timing your breath. You actually don't want to hold your breath when your lungs are all the way full, nor do you want to actually do that when they're all the way empty. In between is the right spot, generally speaking. And when you exhale, The reason you do that is because your heart rate drops and reduces the amount of motion in your scope. And you can kind of see that reflected when you take a breath here. I mean, every video game with a rifle pretty much does it. But yeah, it's kind of advanced, but you also want to try and take your shot in between heartbeats. The smallest of body motions can cause a shot to go wide. It's really not all that necessary for shots like this guy at 172 meters, but for a cold barrel shot at like 1,000 meters, yeah, absolutely. Anyway, enough of that dorkiness. Let's take this guy out. So he's 172 meters away. I don't have to adjust my my notch on top of the scope for my range, which should look like this. Generally speaking, the way this works for further targets away, you generally want to have the silhouette be the same size as your target. So this guy's 172 away, so pretty close to this 200. We're going to take the shot with the glass at 100 and we'll kind of aim in the middle. The other little dot that you see falling down, looks like a raindrop, is your bullet drop. Must be nice to have bullet drop and the Coriolis effect calculated for you inside your glass, but here we are. So you see the 100 meter on the right hand side, 200 meters, 300 meters. Generally speaking, that's where you want to aim, that little white dash that's at the 100 meters, right in the center of his head. You want to aim that kind of 3/4 of the way through, so like right here. Headshot.
Hit. Go for the next one. Next target, you're 12, 300 meters. I know you're used to doing the maths for range, wind speed, and direction in your head, but we've saved you some time. Adjust for range and use the bullet drop curve to line the shot up. Check the distance and wind direction. Go for a headshot.
Explaining exactly what I just explained. So 300 meters here at the top of his head. You can see I could aim right there and take the shot. Shot.
Good. Raven, find your next target. Adjusting your scope to target's range will improve accuracy. I've marked the distance for you. Set your scope elevation to 400. By calibrating your scope properly, you won't have to manually adjust your aim up or down to compensate for the distance and bullet drop.
So if you didn't want to do this with the scope, you'd basically aim right about here. Let that drop right into his head. We're going to do it by adjusting the scope elevation. So again, the silhouette is directly over the target, looks generally about that size. So now the little white dot is kind of right in the center here. So let's take this shot.
Good. Flash 4 more now. There's plenty of ammo. Restock or reload when you need it. I know you're a marksman, but use your binoculars to tag hostiles before taking the shot. It'll give you distance to target to zero your scope.
Oh, moving target. Getting some distance on these ones. There's your 1,000-meter shot. So I do like this. You can see a little bit of the distortion from the heat. Shots this long, you have to not only compensate for the wind, but you have to pay attention to the fact that there's probably multiple wind currents in between. I don't know how realistically that's in a game, or even if that would be fun, because I can tell you it's not in the real world. So maybe we'll just avoid that, but let's take some of these long shots and see how they go. I'll tag this guy at 740 meters. So again, I don't have a 750. I've got an 8 and I've got a 7. So I'm going to go for 7 and I'm going to aim kind of in the middle.
Excellent. First target down.
Yeah, probably could have chosen an easier target for my first target. But where's the fun in that? Alright, this guy's at almost 600 meters, so we should be able to take that guy out pretty easily as well.
more to go.
Take this guy out 460.
Not bad. One more to go.
Not bad. Come on, man. Alright, he wants not bad. I'm going to try and tag this guy that's beyond actually the range of our glass. So that's the maximum amount of zoom I can do with the glass. So this is going to have to be a fairly manual shot. He's 11/16, so we're looking at, what, here-ish? Somewhere around there. Then we have to compensate for the holdover. You can see that's kind of veering to the right. So let's kind of line him up, and we'll hold our breath and take a shot. Of course, the wind shifts the second I start to aim. Don't know if that's going to land. Ah, just shy.
We're all calibrated. We can move on.
That's a
Move through the doors.
unfortunately not a cold barrel shot, but
we have some
good
additional
enough.
kit to familiarize yourself with.
Alright, heading on to whatever waits ahead.
First up, Falcon Drone. Pick it up.
Ooh, drones.
Select it from your inventory. Now launch it.
From my inventory.
The Falcon can see when you can't. There are two enemies behind that metal wall ahead. Locate and tag them with the drone.
Alright, he said behind the wall, but he wasn't real specific about where he was talking about. Oh, here we go.
It has a limited battery life, but will recharge when holstered. Call it back.
The drone can hack CCTV boxes. We're looking into possible
That's handy.
upgrades later. There's a CCTV access point in the building below. Send the drone in and hack it.
Alright, away it goes. Oh, that must be this thing over here.
That interference is caused by a jamming tower. You're likely to encounter more of them during your missions. They're heavily armored,
That's
so don't try
frustrating.
to destroy them. Just keep the drone out of their jamming range. Your mask's HUD will indicate when you're close to one. Thankfully, their heavy armor does limit signal range. Use the drone to find an alternate route to the CCTV box.
Feel terrible killing the first one.
Hacking one access point gives you control of all the cameras connected to it. It also
Naturally.
prevents them detecting your presence afterwards. Try switching between different cameras.
Hey, it's me!
Any hostiles you spot on camera will be tagged in your HUD too. That's handy.
It is handy. I think that's all for the drone.
You're up to speed on the drone now.
There's another piece of kit on the table. Have a look.
Now what's crazy is these are actually real.
These auto turrets sync with your HUD. You still need to mark hostiles for the turret manually, but it can then fire at your command.
They run on Linux. It's kind of cool.
Once placed, you set it up via your mask's binocular mode. Active focus on the hostiles you tagged with the drone. Then you need to mark them for your turret. Remember, turret marking is separate from your binocular tagging. Exit binocular mode and command the turret to fire. You're done with gear familiarization. One thing I should mention, you can use the turret's inbuilt camera for overwatch, or use it to execute simultaneous shots, if needs be. Also, the turrets are under constant development. We may be able to upgrade them later. That's all the new gear covered. We have a spot set up to test special ammo, too. Or you can head straight out. There's a truck waiting in the back.
Armor piercing, maybe? DARPA bullets make a return. I remember those from the first game. Alright, let's do some explosive rounds. Those are always fun. Bullseye. Bullseye again. Well, you'd swear I know what I'm doing. That was standing unsupported. I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, so yeah, looks like we got a bunch of different cover. No, you can only tag 2 or 3 targets, it looks like. Alright, let's land some shots on these clowns. Alright, so looks like I need to hold about here. I don't need armor piercing if we shoot somebody in the head. But sure, let's cap this guy in the leg and see how well we can go through wood. Seems like that's no brainer. That is a stopper there. Concrete. That looks like I went through it. Standing there, he's definitely gonna die. Alright, let's try these DARPA rounds. Yeah, magic bullets. Easy when you don't have to compensate for wind. Alright, these are tagging rounds? These guys are slightly behind cover, so I can't see their range. Don't know why, but it tagged him down there. Alright, let's tag these guys. Looks like they're about the same, about 180 meters away. I tagged him with a headshot. Alright, I'm guessing these lure are for making sound to get somebody to move. Which, pretty sure regular bullets make noise too. Useful for getting somebody to look away from your position, although the report on the rifle is certainly loud enough. Guessing this is something you use with a suppressed weapon. Alright, EMP I think is the last thing I needed to try. Yeah, these are for making electronics go away. Just like that. Alright, let's take the Tron elevator. And that ends the tutorial, I think. Alright, join us in our next video and we'll tackle this first mission.